You guys, there might actually be hope for unicorns after all. Well, I don't want to get anyone's hopes up here, but Low Poly Pancake, if you aren't familiar with them, they are a modder for The Sims 4. It looks like they have taken a look through the code inside of the user interface files and have found multiple instances in regards to unicorns. Yeah, there is a little sparkly animation, but I don't know if that has anything to do with what's listed here in the UI files. Low Poly Pancake tweets 18 hours ago, interesting. Is unicorn is a valid flag for horses in the UI files. There is also a function for getting the number of unicorns in a Sims household. Yeah, I don't think this has absolutely any relation to any current effects or animations that we have in the game now with the unicorn horn. The same way that species.isHorse is listed here, is unicorn is also listed as well. So that makes me really think that there were big intentions to actually include unicorn occults with maybe even a possible gameplay system potentially related to how werewolves or even vampires work in The Sims 4. Something like that would have been awesome. Below this tweet, Iron Seagull joins the conversation. Would they really do that for just a couple of horns and special effects? And that's exactly what I was thinking, because we know that those things are included in the Horse Ranch expansion pack. Low Poly Pancake responded to this, probably not. I feel as though they were planned but scrapped. This also really has me thinking, wasn't it also after Sims 4 Cats and Dogs expansion pack release that people found horse in the code? It's almost as if they started Cats and Dogs with the idea that it was going to move similarly to the Pets expansion from The Sims 3 and include cats, dogs, and horses, but maybe there were constraints, maybe there were deadlines, and they ultimately had to scrap horses. And you know, we did see them in the code thereafter, and now of course we have horses in a completely different expansion pack. I'm starting to think, what if we're kind of seeing the same thing here, where it makes sense that unicorns were supposed to be included in a horse-themed expansion pack. We are seeing unicorns multiple times in different aspects of the code, but were ultimately not included. So could this mean that maybe it was possibly scrapped and maybe will be released in a future DLC? I don't even know what kind of DLC they would even throw unicorns in. I feel like they could work with fairies, but if fairies are going to be a game pack in the same fashion that werewolves and vampires are a game pack with their own fleshed out systems, I feel like that would just be too much for that game pack. I don't see that actually being a thing, especially if we want there to be an actual system for unicorns, you know? I feel like they could be included, but they probably really won't have an in-depth system or anything like that. I don't know, now my thoughts are, could we even be getting a standalone game pack for unicorns? I feel like that would honestly be a little too much for them to completely upsell that as a $20 pack. It doesn't matter how deep this system is or what kind of new world we get. The fact that something like that could have been in the Horse Ranch expansion pack and wasn't is still kind of a bad look, considering most of us here can agree that we think The Sims 4 Horse Ranch is for sure overpriced and doesn't have enough content to fill the asking price of this pack. So I feel like them including unicorns and Horse Ranch would have helped really fill that in. Now, speaking on speculation, let's say things were planned and unicorns were supposed to come to Horse Ranch, but ultimately things were scrapped. I truly believe that if that was the case, if it ever was the case, which we don't know, it literally is just theory and speculation, I truly believe it's probably the higher ups. I think it's EA with, you know, how much time and budget they get on things. There's only so much that they could do. Gummy Bear Cub tweets, I wish they would consider delays if that would be what it takes to get the features we wanted and deserved. And as much as I agree, I have to say it is definitely unrealistic. Cross responds with a good point. Unfortunately, although I am sure the devs would love to delay packs, they don't make that decision. It's usually done by corporate money-hungry execs that want the pack to be out ASAP, and they have no clue how game development works. So many missed opportunities because of this. And unfortunately, with a AAA title from a major corporation like Maxis or EA, there are for sure deadlines, and also they have profited income margins and stuff that they have to meet for each quarter. And I think that's why they plan for specific packs to be released different times of years, and why probably things aren't delayed or can't be delayed, because they have to earn a specific amount of money for the company within that quarter. So if they want to add something, if the Sims team wants to add something to make the pack better, but they know it's not going to be done in time, or at least done enough to where the pack is shippable and playable, and they have to delay it, I doubt that EA is going to let them delay it. What's probably going to happen is EA is going to be like, no, this pack needs to come out by this day, and you need to cut whatever you need to cut to make that happen. I feel like that's just a very common scenario with a lot of these major companies. Not saying that it's happening here with The Sims, but wouldn't be surprised if it did. Even some speculation about the upcoming game pack not even being fairies, but being unicorns. And honestly, I feel like it would be too soon. I feel like a lot of people would really be upset, especially if they included unicorn horns with sparkle effects and horse ranch, and then the next pack is unicorns. It's going to for sure give us a My First Pet stuff kind of vibe. No, definitely not the same thing, but the same feeling, of course. Cassie responds to Low Poly Pancake, watch the upcoming game pack not be fairies, but unicorns. The amount of data in the code for unicorns and places mod making players can clearly access, plus the unicorn model object in debug is pretty much screaming that they're coming for real. Yeah, there's other things, guys. It's not just the code. There's apparently a unicorn model object in debug mode as well. So it really seems like they were planned at some point. And of course, some other users like Violet Rose, for example, think that fairies could probably be later implemented into a fairies game pack, which I think is possible, but definitely less likely. Share your thoughts below on this, and what do you guys think of the is unicorn incorporation in the code, and also now hearing that there's a model object in debug. Do you think they were planned? Do you think they're scrapped? Do you think they're still possibly coming? Share your thoughts below. Curious to see what you guys think. That's all I have for you for now. I love you guys so much. Take care. Thanks for watching. So long and happy life simming.